right now, Detroit Lions have the number 1 pick. What does it take to be number 1? Gotta remember, too, they was one loss away from having the number 1 overall pick last year. Obviously, people say, well, fire Campbell Holmes. They not going in the right direction. My only asterisk with Holmes is that, I can't even call it an asterisk because it's his fault. My only issue with Brad Holmes is that he keep drafting injury-prone players. I don't have an issue with the strategy. Aiden Hutchinson had a sack and a half on Sunday. Can't complain about the strategy. Can't complain about nothing else. You know, most of the picks he picked is, you know, when they play, they work out. It seems to the naked eye. But right now, the number 1 pick, I think Houston is like 2nd. I think New Orleans is 4th, but that pick go to Philadelphia. And 3rd is maybe the Raiders or something like that. So, looking at it, I don't have an issue with it because you're the 2nd youngest team in football. I forget who the youngest team is. Maybe the Jets, I believe it is. You're the 2nd youngest team in football. And guess what? You don't know how good this football team can be because you ain't seen them at, close to full strength. And I think, and I hate to use this cliche, but I think this football team is better than their record indicate. And if some of these dudes get healthy, I think they on track right along with the Chicago Bears to be next up in the NFC North. I just think Chicago need a couple offensive pieces to go along with a couple defensive pieces. Apparently they shopping Robert Quinn, which cool. So I don't have no issue. It don't feel like a terrible number 1 overall pick. Yes, it was a heartbreaking loss. The Minnesota game, as I predicted, will be the game that, either make their season or break their season, and they broke their season. Especially when you up the way you up in that game and you lose the way you lose, hard to overcome that. But I mean, shit, it is what it is, right? And I don't really have an issue with it. They could have had the number 1 overall pick last year. A lot of people got a problem. Oh, let's get rid of Holmes where they mess it up even worse. Holmes ain't did nothing to mess it up. If anything, he got the cap, under, in the right situation. Anything, if you gonna keep him around, you don't want to pressure him to make him do what Quinn Trisha did. Let's go out there, ignore a quarterback, and draft a cornerback and Jeff Okudah. Jeff Okudah been lights out this season. But, Herbert would have had a different type of effect on his football team. We all know it. It's just a more impactful position. But there's some groundwork for some talent that's there. You look, you say, well, what's important? Obviously, a quarterback to turn it around. I mean, the blue chipper. I mean, you able to pair, Will Anderson with, if he everything they say he is, with an Aiden Hutchinson. You able to keep Charles Harris around. Honest, or let's go say he becomes a mid-level marginal player. I mean, 2nd, 3rd string, McNeil, good run stopper. You got to go inside to get some more help. You find some good inside help in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th round. Then you say we need some linebackers. You got 2 first-round picks. I don't care what the hell Brad Holmes' philosophy is on drafting linebackers. They need a really good middle linebacker, and they're really hard to find. And guess what? It takes time to develop them. Hate to break that news to people. It takes time to develop really good middle linebacker, inside linebacker. It takes some time. But you can find good middle inside linebackers, 2nd, 3rd, 4th round, 1st round. But somebody that's athletic, and that's been the issue. The reason they was able to kind of semi-tame Jalen Hurts in that second half was because of what's my man's name? Tracy Walker getting into the box and giving them some athleticism. You need a very, very athletic linebacker core. And to be honest about playing linebacker for them, you need somebody that you don't have to take out in nickel situations. That's if you can keep 2 linebackers on the field in nickel and nickel situations at least, along with your your base defense. I mean, if you keep your two linebackers in the down, I mean, you're not compromising their run support, and they can do good in the passing game. Good. That's why Patrick Willis and Navarro Bowman was a force. That's why I like Jamison Davis, my man that went to Washington. Another kid that went to Arizona from Tulsa, Tulane. I think it was Tulsa. That's why you fall in love with guys like that, because once they figure it out, they're gonna be hard to beat. So you definitely need two freak athletic linebackers going forward. Anzalone ain't gonna cut it. No offense to him, he's a good depth guy. But you need two freak athletics, and a lot of people say, well, you know, Barnes ain't cut it. I didn't expect him to cut it. Rushing the passer, then, you know, standing up and playing coverage, that ain't no easy transition. So I didn't expect him to cut it. You know, so they need really super athletic linebackers. I think the future of safety is fine. Jeff Okudah at corner, fine. You're going to hopefully find out what you got at Jerry Jacobs at corner is fine. You probably going to need a nickel corner. So, there's a lot of things that you're going to need. You know? So, I mean, I ain't really tripping about, you know, about them, you know, having a position that they have. But I think they closer than their record indicate. And that's my opinion on that. You know, it don't make it factual. It don't make it real. It don't make it, oh, I'm right, you wrong. You know, I just be trying to show y'all the way. That's it. I just be trying to show y'all the way. You know, I don't be trying, you know, but I'm cool with being up there that high again. And how I feel about both the quarterbacks, I don't feel like you need to take both of them as right now. And that's right now. But I haven't really done the legwork on, like, particularly scouting them. And like I said in my other video, I haven't done enough legwork on them. So, I mean, it is what it is. But, I mean, I really don't, like, I'm really not mad about it. Because I feel that this team is close to turning that corner. Yeah, I feel like they're close to turning that corner. And if they can get healthy. You know, and if you go Will Anderson, I definitely understand it. If they go Will Anderson and they go safety, they go linebacker. I mean, I understand it. They take a running back early. I understand it. You understand all options. Because when you look at this team, you know, you failing at the quarterback position, right? You failing to support the quarterback right now because of the injuries, right? So then you say, well, we fell in the quarterback position because of the injuries, right? Coming into the season and during the season, right? We banked our running back, even though it's not a make or break with that offensive line. We banked the running back. A lot of our running back position, we banked it on DeAndre Swift. We banked it on DeAndre Swift. And it hurt us because, you know, DJ Shark didn't show up and give us the explosive plays that we were looking for, right? Amon Rob Brown hasn't showed up because of injuries. Josh Reynolds has been the most solid player, and Goff and Hockenson just don't seem to be able to kind of game plan Hockenson as a top threat. And that's another conversation you got to have coming into the trade deadline. Do you flip him and get something with him while he got one more year on his contract after this season? It's a real question. The way they use the tight end, they can just, you know, keep Brock Wright out there and there won't be no drop-off, for real. You know? So, but, you know, continuing on, I mean, I just look at it as quarterback, running back, another edge rusher. I can see that. 2 linebackers, and you can justify, getting another corner, for nickel purposes or number 2 purposes. You can justify that at this point. So, an interior lineman, somebody, they might need a couple of them, honestly. These guys that can stop the run and get after the passer. If they get a guy that can kind of, that's really good at stopping the run and solid at getting after the passer, fine. You get somebody that's dominant at getting after the passer and pretty good at stopping the run, in that combination. Now, if you get 2 guys who can really get after the passer, really get after the rusher, go for it. Go for it. You got to, splurge your first round picks on those guys. Go for it. It makes too much sense. It makes too much sense. Definitely go for it. But if I had to name them by number 1 issue, it's always going to be a quarterback for them. But outside the quarterback position, looking at how they constructed as of right now, it's an interior lineman. Somebody that can, rush the passer and stop the run right away. And if Anazorki not going to be healthy, you need two of them type of guys. Or one guy that's really good at running but good at passing. You need 2-3 down interior linemen. So if they're able to get, let's say they go Will Anderson and they're able to get somebody else on the inside, that you gotta that's this can do rush and get after the passer and able to stop the run, and you able to go Aiden Hutchinson, Will Harris, that guy, you know what I'm saying? And then you find somebody down later in the draft you can depend on. Mark my words, watch Anazorki come back and be a fucking force. And I'd rather have that scenario than banking on him another year and he failing us. It's too important of a position. Just like I came in and said this year, the 2 most important positions for the Lions, they had to, up their game was the quarterback position in Jared Goff and Levi Anazorki. Goff, when healthy, he has upped his game. Anazorki, we don't know. Look at the defense fall apart without him. Everybody talking about edge, but it ain't no pressure like pressure right at the middle in the face of the quarterback. And that's what they need. So it is what it is. Let me know what you girls and guys think. Check Detroit Lions Talk playlist out. Thumbs up the video. Share the video. Subscribe to the channel. That subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications. Increase your chance to get notifications. We go live, drop video. Financially, you want to support the channel. Cash App, $, CJGood313. Venmo, CJGood313. PayPal link description. Hit the link tree. Find me on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. Well, just Spotify and Anchor, excuse me. But the link tree will take you everywhere. It's the first link in the description. Peace.